What a matchup tonight at Colonial Life Arena between number 2 South Carolina and number 4 Texas, as we honor Pat Summitt and her continued impact on women's basketball, both on and off the court. With that Rory Harmon game-winning jumper, Texas coming off their only loss this season Sunday against LSU. Number 2 against number 4. Here we go. Tessa Johnson gets a clean look and knocks it down. South Carolina 5-2 against Texas in the Dawn Staley era, as that layup drops in for a coat. Harmon goes cross. Gordon Johnson able to get back in the play and steal it. Edwards running the floor. So dangerous when she does.
Vic Schaefer not happy with the way his team turned the ball over against LSU. We've seen a couple turnovers here already.
He pointed to the turnovers and the offensive rebounds, and he said that showed a lack of focus. Sidbury into the game for Texas. Here's Booker, guarded by Johnson, who already has 1 foul. Harmon, mid-range, is good. You can tell if it was Texas or if it was McDaniels. Inbound Booker. She got it, plus the foul. Able to elevate over McDaniel.
Really well executed here. Just nice screen by Justice Carlton that gets Madison Booker.
Here's Harmon, scattering through traffic and dropping it in. Rory Harmon has had the mid-range going a little bit here. South Carolina has missed their last 7 shots. McKeer can't hit the 3. Oldacre, one of the nation's best rebounders, now on the move. Oldacre finds the cutter, and the layup is good. Harmon, 5 to shoot. Gonna have to make it happen. Harmon with space, connects. And Rory Harmon again in the mid-range.
And that can continue to be there because of the drop coverage played.
So great to have Dee Kantner as our rules analyst this season. Raven Johnson leaning in, able to finish.
Raven Johnson has always been very good at that.
I'm actually going to say that's number 1 on Sidbury. As Ladson lays it in. 6-0 South Carolina run. Harmon gets the soft roll.
You saw Raven Johnson telling her teammate.
A 10-2 South Carolina run. Harmon again.
Well, Dawn wasn't happy, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 5-second violation, didn't get the ball in.
Or maybe a handoff as Lee hits the mid-range. Some funky things happening here in Columbia. They lob it in. Okad, easy for her, 6-6. Okad with 6 points. She's 3 of 5 from the floor. Lob it in. Oldacre gets denied.
To make an impact, this time on the defensive end of the floor, coming out of nowhere to block that one.
Ladson flings it out. Here, the floater is good. Booker, little hesitation, and Ladson steals it away. Tania Ladson in the open floor, lays it in. Lee had to be careful with those 2 fouls. All right, very good stuff, Holly. Thanks so much. Kind of a fun, endearing moment there. Justice Carlton didn't realize she had to come inbound the ball, and it was Joyce Edwards who was telling her, go, go. Meanwhile, Cunningham gets a good, clean look.
Yeah, really well done, a pick and roll, and you get Booker a touch. Even though she doesn't shoot the basketball, you feel good when you're involved in something positive that happens on the offensive end.
Here's Ladson, the quick turn, the dive inside, and the cradle finish.
And really nice defense by Tessa Johnson, following her around the screens on that curl.
Tessa Johnson with enough space, connects on a 3. South Carolina jumps back in front. Here's Booker around the Cunningham screen. Booker gets the roll. More mid-range makes for Madison Booker than any player in the nation. Here's Lee. Lee spinning into the lane. Couldn't get it to drop. Cunningham, the putback is good. Backdoor cut, Latson lays it in. Nice pass from Raven Johnson. This is the kind of thing that happens when you see a team as often as these two have seen each other. Plus with the physicality and the defensive mindset both teams have. Here's Booker, her jumper, oh, smooth.
Has made more mid-range pull-ups than Madison. Booker add one to the tally.
And Pat Summitt's impact on this game is felt in so many ways and will be forever. As Edwards gets that one to drop. Booker splash from the mid-range again. Maddie McDaniel. Dawn Staley made sure to point out to us how impactful she has been thus far this season, how she's loved the way McDaniel's come along. McKeer, wow, pops it in, posts the foul.
She just puts it on the deck, going left. The confidence with which she plays through the legs. I mean, when you talk about athletes being long, look at her arms and legs, gets in there, tough finish while absorbing the contact.
Another tightly played game between these rivals. Harmon into the paint, elevates and gets the roll again. And once again, Texas pressuring on the inbound. South Carolina having trouble, but McKeer gets free and lays it in. Meanwhile, Texas still has not hit a three. They were able to beat South Carolina last year, not hitting one. Can Booker knock one down? Yeah, there it is. The first made three of the game for Texas. And thank you to Shane Beamer, that coaches South Carolina's football team here. Lob it into Oldacre as we begin the fourth. Oldacre unable to finish. Carlton, who had a huge impact on the offensive glass. Johnson finds the angle and uses the window. Harmon working behind Oldacre. Bounces to Oldacre. Draws two, still goes up and in with it. What a job Jeff Walls has done as that team has climbed into the top 10.
In their first game of the season, we saw how good they could be late in that second half against UConn.
Booker, another feathery jumper as Preston hangs with Johnson. Latson was telling Johnson, get it across, get it across. Tessa Johnson, a three, is good!
See on the right side of the screen, the help defense is parked in the middle of the lane. Madison Booker. But Tessa Johnson is the one player you cannot.
That's what the crowd was reacting to, as that is going to be a held ball, and now South Carolina. Edwards, along with Raven Johnson, Tessa Johnson, Okot and Latson. Booker the catch and the finish on a nice delivery from Harmon. Latson creeping down. Latson can't bank it in. Lee the rebound. Lost it. Edwards has it. Gets fouled and finishes. A chance for three for Joyce Edwards.
Finish it a bit here in today's game, but her effort has not waned on this possession. Just stays right in there. Ripping the...
Oh, God. You bet! 4-point lead for South Carolina. Can Texas respond? Lee through the lane, barrels in and finishes. That's a tough, aggressive take. Johnson backs it out of the paint. Surrounded, gets free and lays it in. Largest lead of the game for South Carolina. A lot of big plays for Raven Johnson.
And out of timeouts, often we have seen Dawn Staley go to Raven Johnson here in the fourth quarter, and that time just outstanding footwork and the step-through move. Foul.
Into Harmon. Let's see what Texas has drawn up. Down 5. Booker gets a look, goes baseline. The reverse won't go. Booker on the putback. That's good. And it's a 3-point game as now Dawn Staley will call the timeout. Now Johnson. Texas can play straight up defense. About a 15-second difference game in shot clock. Texas also has timeouts to advance it if they secure the basketball. Johnson behind the back, through the lane, leaning and hitting. Raven Johnson with some big money buckets down the stretch for South Carolina. Booker gets it right back, storming into the lane, banks it in. Beautifully done from Madison Booker. And now South Carolina will take a timeout. Latson face guarding her. They lob it into Oldacre, a great catch, out to Booker, hoists the three, can't hit, tips it in the air, Edwards has it, South Carolina ball as Edwards is fouled.
They're trying to run the old Brad Stevens play where you get it into the post player while there's a flare screen happening up top. That time it was for Booker.
Raven Johnson has to get it in, lobs it to Edwards, makes the catch, dribbles it out. And Texas will back away. That will do it. South Carolina outlast Texas 68-65, the final.